Welcome to the Locked On Titans podcast. I am your host, Tyler Rowland. Titans fans, the Titans take on the Colts on Sunday with a chance to sweep their division rivals. How they can do it, I'm going to break it down on today's show. First, we'll look at my game plan points on offense. The Titans definitely need to run the ball, but there are certain concepts that they need to focus on. On defense, the Titans have to stop the middle of the field passing attack of the Colts. I'll tell you some coverages they can run to do so. Then we'll focus on some individual matchups, and I'll talk about the big names in the trenches that have to step up for the Titans on both sides of the ball. So a game plan edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. Let's get it.
You are Locked On Titans, your daily Tennessee Titans podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Titans fans, it's that time again. We have a Tennessee Titans game ahead of us, and a big one as the Titans take on the Indianapolis Colts with a chance to sweep their division rival. It's a big one. I'm going to tell you exactly how the Titans can come out victorious in this game. Before we dive into it, do want to let you know that today's game plan edition of the Locked On Titans podcast is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline, where the game starts. Also, thank you guys for making the Locked On Titans podcast your first listen every day. Tennessee Titans content on all platforms for free Monday through Friday all year round here on the Locked On Titans podcast. So make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you do stream, including the Locked On Titans YouTube channel. Smash the like button if you think the Titans are going to beat the Colts this weekend, and hit that notification bell so you're updated every time the content goes live. You can find me on Twitter at TicTacTitans for my instant analysis during games. Check out the show Facebook page at Locked On Titans Pod. But with that in mind, let's dive into my game plan points for the Titans. We will start with the offensive side of the ball. And first and foremost, not breaking any news to you guys, but the Titans have to run the ball. Derrick Henry went for over 100 yards against the Colts last game. It'll be critical for them to have third and manageable situations. And like Mike Vrabel and Derrick Henry talked about this week, the Titans not only have to have success in the run game, but they have to find a way to start hitting some explosive runs. We've yet to see that traditional, that classic Derrick Henry home run play. The Titans need some of those because they're not getting explosive plays in the pass game consistently. The run game is the only thing that's really had some semblance of success for the Titans. They have to find a way to hit some big runs and have success in the run game. How can they do it? Well, for me, the Titans have to find a way to take advantage of an over-aggressive Colts defense, specifically the second level of the Colts defense, their linebackers. So the Titans need to use wham plays, which is where you allow the defensive tackle to come up the field, you allow your guard and your center to move up to the second level, and you have a tight end come from outside of the formation and wash that defensive tackle away. Essentially, it's a trap play, but using your tight end. It's called a wham. With that in mind, trap plays out of shotgun, trap plays out of single back, where the Titans are taking advantage of a linebacker coming downhill too quickly, a defensive lineman coming uphill too quickly, and then a trap comes through to wash them away. That allows your offensive lineman to, again, get up to the second level quickly without having to worry about a double team at the line of scrimmage. So I want to see trap plays. I want to see whams from the Titans. And generally speaking, I want to see misdirection from the Titans. Use motion. Do a fake this way. One thing that I want to see is a lot of motion. And like I said, that's with misdirection. So who can go in motion for the Titans? Think about Robert Woods going across the field. Think about Chigakonkwo going across the formation. Heck, I would like to see Dontrell Hilliard and Derrick Henry on the field at the same time. Bring Dontrell Hilliard in motion. The Titans need to utilize motion and misdirection so that they can take advantage of an over-aggressive second level of the Colts. One thing that's stuck in my head, the Titans were able to hit some screens on the Colts last time they played. I want the Titans to fake a screen to Derrick Henry and then do a quick pop screen back to the other side to one of the tight ends. I think that play action fake to Henry, fake the screen to Henry, actual screen to the backside, I think that would just absolutely throw the Colts defense into a loop. So use motion, use misdirection in the run game with the motion in the pass game. Get these linebackers flowing side to side, get them over aggressive, coming downhill. That's what the Titans need to do. It's how Jacksonville had a lot of success in the run game against the Colts last week as well. As for the passing game, I want to see more quick game for the Titans. It's something that they introduced in week 5, just quick flat routes, quick curls to get easy yards on early downs for the Titans where they've been struggling. So if the Titans can find a way to hit that quick game early, get Robert Woods on a quick flat route, get one of the tight ends on a quick curl route, get a quick slant in there, just to allow the Titans to get 4, 5, 6 yards on early downs. It'll be so much easier to operate the offense if they're able to do that. And as we know, the Titans get down into the red zone, they're going to take advantage. They're the best red zone team in the NFL on offense. The last thing that I want to say here for the offensive game plan points is no turnovers. The Titans won the turnover battle against the Colts last time 3-0, and they only won by 7. If the Titans don't win the turnover battle, they're not going to win the game. They wouldn't have won the game last time if they didn't win the turnover battle so drastically. So the Titans have to win the turnover battle, and I think the Titans defense will be able to force some turnovers. It's all about the Titans offense not committing turnovers. I have faith that the Titans defense will force some turnovers in this game, but I'm worried about the Titans offense staying clean. So on offense, run the ball, but utilize misdirection with whams and traps. Get motion, attack weak side when you use that motion. In the passing game, also utilize motion to hit quick game and get early gains on early downs to help the offense continue to move. And then stay clean, be clean, no turnovers for the Titans, just like they were able to do last time they played the Colts. So that's what I want to see the Titans offense do from a game plan perspective. Now we're going to get into what the defense needs to do against the Colts on Sunday. We'll cap off the show going over the individual players that really need to step up in this game for the Titans to win. Before we get into my defensive game plan points, do want to tell you a little bit about SimpliSafe. So here's a football analogy for you. When it comes to burglars, your home is like the end zone, and you need the absolute strongest defense you can muster. That's why I use and trust SimpliSafe Home Security. At SimpliSafe, your safety is the only thing that matters. It's cutting-edge technology powered by 24/7 professional monitoring agents who always have your back, so you always know your home is safe. I personally took advantage of the offer Locked On has with SimpliSafe. Got window glass. We got glass breaking monitors. I got motion sensors in every room. I mean, it's a peace of mind that it's really hard to put into words, and I'm trying to do it as best as possible because the sense of security and safety that you get with SimpliSafe is truly unmatched. I mean, high-tech sensors. You can have crystal clear HD live streams from your security cameras all within the SimpliSafe app on your phone. It's modern, it's professional, it's perfect. And right now, you can customize your perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplisafe.com/LockedOnNFL. That's simply with an I. Save 20% on your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for an interactive monitoring plan. You'll get your first month for free. Visit simplisafe.com/LockedOnNFL to learn more. There is no safe like SimpliSafe. Titans fans, we are going to continue this Game Plan Friday edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. We just went over my offensive keys to victory, my game plan points. Now I want to dive into the defense. Before I do, want to thank you guys again for making the Locked On Titans podcast your first listen every day. Make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you do stream. Directly after the game on Sunday, I will be going live here on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you hit your notification bell, that you get subscribed so you don't miss that immediate content coming out directly after the game. I put 2 podcasts up on Sunday night, a 10-minute instant reaction, a 30-minute full breakdown. You guys don't want to miss it. But getting into my defensive game plan points here. The first thing that has to be said, nothing more important than getting pressure on Matt Ryan. That is the most important thing. And guys, shout out, pause, water break, all of you. Take a water break right now. We all take a drink together. Oh, I spilled a little on my shirt because I got so aggressive with the water drinking. You guys know I love my water. But anyways, last time the Titans played the Colts, 3 sacks on Matt Ryan. Not only did the Titans get 3 sacks, but they got the forced fumble. And it wasn't just that. Matt Ryan missed throws, was inaccurate on guys that were open because there was pressure in his face. The Titans have to get pressure on Matt Ryan. And I think they need to get more pressure on Matt Ryan than they got last game. I think the Titans need 5 sacks to win this game. That's the number that I'm looking at. 5 sacks. 3 in the last game. They're going to need more. The Colts are better right now than they were in week 4. They're a better football team right now than they were the last time the Titans played them. So, the Titans are going to have to do more than they did last time. 24 points isn't going to cut it, I don't believe. So, they have to get pressure on Matt Ryan. 5 sacks is what I'm expecting. Also, when you don't get pressure on Matt Ryan and he completes passes, the Titans have to tackle. The Colts love going short to intermediate, to Michael Pittman on a drag route, to Mo Alley Cox on a drag route, dumping out to the flat to the running back. Matt Ryan gets the ball out of his hands quickly because he knows the smartest thing you can do in the NFL is just get the ball to your playmakers. At least give them a shot. It's better than taking a sack. It's better than throwing a deep ball that's not even close. Just dump it off and give your guy a shot to make a play. The Colts guys have been making plays. There's no other way around it. And especially, shout out Locked On Saints, Ross Jackson, the fearless leader. Go Titans. There we go. I appreciate that. So for me, it's obvious here that the Titans aren't going to be able to stop every pass. But what they can't do is allow yards after catch and run after catch opportunities. They simply can't do that. They can't give those easy yards to the Colts. I believe it was Kevin Byard himself who said you can't let Michael Pittman catch it for 4 yards and turn it into 20. You can't. So they got to get these guys on the ground. Jacksonville really struggled last week to tackle, and it's what ultimately doomed them. So the Titans got to get these guys on the ground even if they give up plays because the Colts get paid too. They're going to make some plays. Don't give them more than they deserve by missing tackles. Simply can't do that. As for pass defense, so last time the Titans played the Colts in the second half, they kind of altered what they were doing on defense, and the Titans started running a ton of cover 2 and cover 4. The Titans can play 2 high safety looks because the Colts weren't able to run the ball on the Titans last time. I think that'll continue. I don't think the Colts are going to have a massive game on the ground. So what the Titans need to do is they need to protect the middle of the field in pass defense. The Colts ate the Titans alive over the middle of the field in that last game. The Titans have to find a way to cover the middle of the field, and what they did in the second half I thought was more effective. Basically, they went to cover 4 and cover 2. They had 2 high safeties. The Colts like to run vertical routes from the inside. So when you run a cover 4, what you can do is a cover 4 is splitting the field into 4 quarters. The outside cornerbacks have the outside quarters. The 2 safeties have the inside quarters. What you can do is you can allow your outside corner and your safety on that side to communicate who is taking the vertical route because the Colts like to run vertical routes and then run intermediate and short routes from in behind them. Clear it out, and then you got spots underneath over the middle. Well, the Titans can take that away with two different things. Like I said, cover 4, which allows the safety and the cornerback on the same side to say they can communicate during the play. Hey, there's a vertical route going outside corner, you take him. And then the safety can drop down into the middle of the field. In cover 2, what the Titans like to do is they like to run inverted cover 2, where a traditional cover 2, your two deep safeties have either half of the field. Well, the Titans will have one safety have a deep half, and on the other side, they'll have their slot cornerback or their outside cornerback have the deep half. That's not what the quarterback is expecting. And when the Colts run that vertical route from the inside, from the slot, now your slot cornerback is your deep half. So your slot cornerback, hey, I'm just staying with the vertical slot route. And it looks like man coverage, but really he's just got deep half and he's covering it up. And then your interior underneath defender doesn't run with that vertical route for 10 yards before he drops them off to the deep guy. And now you got a huge hole underneath. So the Titans can run invert cover 2 and have their outside cornerback or their slot cornerback take one of the vertical routes and be deep half, while having their safety be the other deep half, or they can run cover 4 and have their quarters guys communicate who's going to go with the vertical route. Then what you do is you take away that vertical route, clearing the underneath for the drag route, for the slant route, for the in route. And I can tell you last week, the Colts had a ton of success against man coverage from the Jaguars, running drag routes and crossing routes. Do not go out there and run man coverage and allow the Colts to have constant success with drag routes over the middle of the field. Do not. Also, what the Colts would do a lot of is they would have a condensed twins on one side. So they have two wide receivers on one side. Think Pierce and Paris Campbell. And then on the other side, they'd have Mo Alley Cox at tight end. And then they would have Michael Pittman, but they would have Michael Pittman tight to the formation right next to the tight end. They'd run the tight end vertically. Either he'd run like a 10 to 15 yard in route, or he'd just stretch vertical completely, and then they'd slide Michael Pittman underneath. The linebacker would stay with the vertical route long enough to open up space underneath for Michael Pittman. The Titans can't allow that to happen. The linebacker has to stay underneath. And then have a safety come down and pick up that vertical route by the tight end. It's a tight end, not a wide receiver. So the Titans have to have a plan for that. And I think cover 2 invert and cover 4 is the best path forward. The last thing that I want to mention here is red zone defense, and specifically red zone defense against those tight ends. The tight ends in the last game killed the Titans in the red zone specifically. The Colts are the 25th best red zone offense in the NFL, converting touchdowns 47.4% of the time they're in the red zone. The Titans are the 12th best red zone defense at 50%. The Colts are going to get yards, guys. They're going to go up and down the field. Accept it. Live with it. If the Titans can bow their neck and hold up in the red zone, you get some turnovers, which ends drives. You get some red zone stops and turn that into field goals. That is how you win this game. A couple turnovers and a couple red zone field goals. That is what you do. So pressure Matt Ryan, tackle, cover 2 and cover 4 to take away the middle of the field, and then red zone defense. There you go. That's what the Titans need to do on defense. That's my game plan for the Titans on defense. We're going to get into some individual matchups next. I'm going to look at some of the key players I think need to step up in this game. Before we get into it, do want to tell you guys about our sponsor, BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. They're your number one source for all your football betting information, and it's the start of the basketball season, so you can always place those bets at BetOnline as well. It's the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and all your favorite sports. Head to their website today. You can use your mobile device or your personal computer. Sign up and make sure that you're up to date on all the action and all the trends. BetOnline, where the game starts. Thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. Thank you for making it your first listen every day. Make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you do stream Monday through Friday, free Tennessee Titans content on all platforms. But with that being said, we got to move from my game plan points on offense, my game plan points on defense, to kind of the individuals to watch in this game, the key players in this game, the matchups that I'm looking for. We're going to start on the offensive side of the ball. And for me, it's easily the interior offensive line against the interior defensive line. For the Titans, you're going up against DeForest Buckner. You're going up against Grover Stewart, two guys who are excellent along the interior. Aaron Brewer, Nate Davis, luckily, looks like he's going to be playing in this game. And Ben Jones, can those guys win that matchup? Those three against those two up front for Indy, that will be huge. If the Titans can't move those guys out of the way against four-man front, it's going to be a long day. So Aaron Brewer, Ben Jones, Nate Davis have to win against DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart. Not only that, but also on offense, Derrick Henry against the linebackers in the run game. Shaquille Leonard, Bobby Okereke, Zaire Franklin. These are great linebackers. That's a great linebacker group. Derrick Henry is going to meet them in holes, and he's going to have to win. He's going to have to break those tackles if the Titans want to bust long home run plays in the run game like Mike Vrabel talked about in his press conference on Thursday. Plain and simple. Derrick Henry has to break tackles against these linebackers. It's got to happen. Not only that, but Chig Okonkwo. I saw somebody in the comments earlier, it was Alan Kress, said he picked up Chig Okonkwo. He's starting him. That is dangerous. But there's a reason that Chig Okonkwo was effective in the last game against the Colts. He can block a little bit, and he's got some athleticism. The Colts were running man coverage on early downs. So the Titans were putting Chig Okonkwo in motion, making him pretend to block, and then leaking him out into the flats, leaking him out on a wheel route. The Titans only have one tight end that can athletically beat the linebackers of the Colts, and it's Chig Okonkwo. He had 3 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown last time they played, and there's a reason for that. The Titans need an athletic tight end that can win in pass routes against the linebackers, but also can block a little bit, because Hooper and Swaim cannot beat this linebacker group in pass routes. Oh, God. I hear you, Alan. I hear you. So, to me, and Gabriel, I hear you too. All right? I know. I got an appointment scheduled tomorrow. Get off me. All right? Hair's beautiful. Anyways, moving forward, from Chig Okonkwo against the linebackers, Derrick Henry against the linebackers, the interior offensive line against the Colts interior defensive line, we move to defense, where I'm staying in the trenches. The Titans interior defensive line has to dominate once again against the interior offensive line of the Colts. Now, the Colts have a little bit of a different offensive line here. Instead of having Matt Pryor out at left tackle, they have Dennis Kelly, and now Matt Pryor's at right guard. But Jeffery Simmons and Danico Autry were winning against Quentin Nelson. They damn sure can win against Matt Pryor and Ryan Kelly. And they have to. They have to dominate. Simmons, Autry, Teair Tart have to dominate the interior offensive line of the Colts. Matt Ryan, I talked about this yesterday on Crossover Thursday. Matt Ryan is not a guy who's going to get outside of the pocket and beat you consistently. Not worried about that. Let him break the pocket. Let him break contain. Fine. But if you get pressure up the middle for Matt Ryan and he can't step up into throws and he's got to escape the pocket out, that's exactly what the Titans want. That plays right into the Titans' hand. Get Matt Ryan on the move. Great. So disrupt Matt Ryan's spot in the pocket. Don't let him step up and make throws. Force him to leave the pocket, get out. He's not athletic enough to beat you there consistently. So if the Titans' interior defensive line can win, not only in pass rush, as I've been talking about, but again, in the run game as well, that'll be huge. Also, outside cornerback against Alec Pierce. We know that Christian Fulton is going to see a bunch of Michael Pittman. We know that Roger McCreary is going to see a bunch of Paris Campbell. But whether it's Caleb Farley or whether it's Terrence Mitchell, they cannot get destroyed by Alec Pierce. Pierce had 4 catches for 80 yards last time. He's been heating up. He's been excellent here in recent weeks for the Colts. They got to shut down Alec Pierce. Do not give Matt Ryan easy toss-ups to Alec Pierce down the sideline all day. That's why I want the Titans in cover 4 and cover 2. I want to see them in 2 high safety shells. Do not give up those deep shots down the sideline. The Titans should know by now, whether it's Caleb Farley or it's Terrence Mitchell, they will hit those deep sideline shots. Other teams will hit those. If they take a couple, they'll hit a couple. So you can't let that matchup beat you all day long. And then finally, I've been talking about the middle of the field on defense all day long. Last time the Titans played the Colts, the tight ends had the best day of any tight end group in the NFL. 11 catches, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kevin Byard, Amani Hooker, who's returning, David Long, Joe Schobert, Dylan Cole, Andrew Adams, whoever it is, they have to do a better job of taking away those tight ends over the middle of the field. Kyle Granson, Mo Alley Cox, Jelani Woods. The Titans cannot let them beat them again. Okay? So if they want to do man coverage, fine. I would not suggest that. The Titans don't have anybody that can physically match up with those tight ends, size and strength. So I would recommend zone coverage with a focus over the middle of the field on those tight ends. That's what I would do. So those are my game plan points. Those are the matchups that I'm watching for. Can't wait to be back with you guys on Sunday after the game to break it all down. That's going to do it for me today, though, folks. As always, I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and this was Locked On Titans.